Hey everybody, and welcome to another episode of AniMiss. This is Grayson, and this is my lovely co-host,
Noelle.
How's everybody doing? We're doing.
We're trucking. We're trucking through.
We are trekking through. So today we are going to be talking about episodes 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. I hope I'm right about that.
You did. You didn't forget how to count this time.
Alrighty. I was really just hoping that I was on the right episodes. I was like, what if I watched these and they weren't what I was supposed to be watching? So,
I watched episodes 50, 52. Like, what? How?
Oh, man. I love that. I wasn't sure if this was I was like, should I have been watching further? Or, I knew we talked about the other ones. Alright, so episode 16, A Girl's Dream. Usagi becomes a bride. That dress is so ugly.
There are so many ugly dresses in this episode.
Yes, wow. I can't even, none of them look nice.
So the first scene is of them in home ec, and my first thought was this really dates the show, because home ec doesn't exist anymore.
I feel so weird that home ec doesn't exist anymore. I remember, I think it stopped being a thing by the time I hit being able to be in home ec. I think it stopped when I was in grade 11, and that's when you could take home ec. And I was so mad because I remember in grade 9 being like, I really want to be in the class that has the stove. And I just wanted to learn these kind of cool little things. I feel so weird that kids aren't taught just regular everyday things at school, because a lot of kids don't get that.
No, because we had home ec in middle school, kind of like Usagi and her buddies, and it was a lot of, okay, we're gonna learn how to sew a pillow, not a dress.
Yeah.
You would never do that.
I had a fashion class in high school, but it was very specific, and it was the first year it had happened, and so I feel like my generation was definitely, your generation too, I guess.
I was gonna say our generation.
Yeah. I don't know if it had to do with where I come from, but I feel like I was the guinea pig for a lot of things.
Yeah, no, me too.
We were always on the cusp of something happening. So we were always the first for it to happen but it was things that never panned out. Cause that was the first time I was in fashion class. When I was in university, we didn't have a film program, and I was one of the first people to be able to take a film class, and that didn't really work out either. And now it's starting to be a thing that people can do, but I didn't get the opportunities. I was just presented with the opportunities, and then they were
right.
Well, if you want to do this, you have to take another 4 years of school, and you're thanks.
No.
But I guess on that note, I feel the guy that proposes to the teacher is really just pleading and I'm a loser, please marry me. But she could do so much better. Yes.
Even when Umino and them are talking about whatever, Umino says finally she's getting married. She's 34 years old. I'm bitch, she can get married whenever
she wants, and she doesn't have to settle for this one person.
No.
And here's the thing. At some point, Usagi is I believe in impossibly high standards, and I'm same, Usagi, same, because every girl should have impossibly high standards. If they aren't the guts and daichis of the world, who needs them, right?
I was gonna say, your standards might be a little too high.
I don't really know if my future husband will protect me if we're ever sacrificed by his best friend, but I'm really hoping that that's the kind of relationship I have.
Hopefully. I pray for that for you, dude. You deserve it.
I deserve that. But yeah, Umino's doomed. Super doomed. Never has a shot with Usagi. But that's fair.
Or hopefully anyone. Girl.
Yeah, no, Umino. No.
And then they come across this contest for making a wedding dress.
I know. I was so pissed about it because I knew she was going to be the victim of it, and I was leave her alone already. Yeah. She's a victim in this mediocre marriage. Don't do this to her. She does not deserve this.
That, and I would not want to make my wedding dress.
Right?
It would be the most stressful thing.
Yeah, like, she straight up became a bridezilla.
Yeah.
Like,
well, I mean, she was cursed, so.
Oh, yeah. And, like, oh, man. Usagi's, like, dream wedding, too, is revealing to me that she's actually super polyamorous. Girl is ready to, like, just be in love. Like,
you go, girl.
You do you, Usagi. Like, if that's the best life for you.
And then, so Nephrite is just driving around in his car.
He's literally the most extra human being.
Is he just driving around like, oh, I could take her or him?
I think so.
What about her?
I definitely think so.
God.
Luna goes to Ami at some point, and, like, it's the best part, because Ami's like, I don't have time for that. I don't want to be married. Like, I'm a young girl who has all this time in front of her, and I'm just like, yes, like, she's the best girl.
She continually just proves that she is best girl.
It's true. She does. Like, I love her so much. I love every logical thing she says.
Yes. But Rei keeps getting, like, not more awful, but more Usagi?
I know, like, Rei has these weird polarizing, like, one way she always, like, gives Usagi kind of, like, a hard time about being who she is, but she's very much the same. Like, she's very hopeless romantic, and, like, I don't know, like, I thought I would like Rei more.
Yeah, I wanted to like Rei more too, but it's not happening.
Yeah, like, I'm not feeling it.
No.
But, like, Grandpa has the same feelings that I do about Ami.
Grandpa's a perv.
Like, I too want to marry Ami. I get it.
She would be the best. She'd be like, no, let's wait. And be like, okay, I can wait for you.
It's true. It's true.
Okay, so, but the actual contest is the most ridiculous thing.
Yeah.
Like...
And, like, I feel like the guy who was running the contest had some weird ulterior motive for the contest.
Yeah.
But he
seemed real sketch.
We never discovered what it was.
No.
Like,
he was just creepy.
He just said that, like, he had, like, a line that was something like, yes, they're all here. It's all going according to plan. And, like, nothing came of it. And I was just like, okay.
Like, are you gonna pay for these girls' weddings, or are you gonna ask these girls to marry you?
Yeah, like, what is going on with you?
I don't...
yeah.
This episode was weird.
It was weird. And, like, the next string of episodes have just made me hate Usagi's family. Like, they're literally the worst. Like, her mom was literally the worst in this episode. Has no confidence in her child whatsoever.
Also, why would you use curtains to make a wedding dress?
Yeah.
That seems... No.
No.
You shouldn't do that.
Don't do... And you really think you're going to win the contest with curtains for your wedding dress?
Clearly. But they're mom's best curtains.
They're mom's best curtains. Apparently, like, 4 allowances worth of curtains.
How expensive are these curtains?
Like, you got cheated somewhere. The fabric on most of these wedding dresses wasn't even white. And I don't know if that's a cultural thing. Like, I don't know if it's just, like, culturally in North America, wedding dresses.
Well, I guess, yeah, because in Japan, I mean, it's a Western-style wedding, so I'm guessing it's more of, like, a princess thing rather than, like, the stereotypical, white is purity thing. It's like, I want to wear a big, pretty dress.
Yeah, because, like, I was like, they were like, this fabric's perfect. And I was like, it's pink. It's But, like, I was like, maybe that's me. Maybe that's... Okay. Yeah, that dress is very haute couture, though. Like, that is something else. And then the teacher says something about having all the men and women fall in love with her. And I'm like, bless the spy teacher.
Yeah, you go, girl. You live your bisexual dreams.
You get married to whomever you please, because you do not deserve that mediocre marriage.
No. And then Ami and Rei come down on this happy couple boat, and I'm like,
no, I totally made a note about that too. I'm like, I'm sorry. Ami and Rei just came down from a float that says happy couple.
And they're in their normal school uniforms, and then they transform.
Yeah.
Like, so much for secret identities, guys.
Way to go, guys. Way to go on that secret identity. Also, how did we have an episode about marriage and love that only had a fantasy about Tuxedo Mask. How is Tuxedo Mask nowhere in this episode other than that small, like, polyamorous marriage clip?
He probably was like, I'm not dealing with this one, guys. I can't.
I am not dealing with this today.
Oh my god. And then, the typical ending, it's like, oh, we're gonna defeat you. Oh, I'm defeated.
Yeah.
Pretty much how it went.
Yeah, and somehow Usagi is still, like, damseling at this point. I'm just like, girl, get your stuff together. You're a superhero, but, like, only as, like, you're, like, the best decoy.
She is. So Ami and Ray pop up, be like, come here, idiot.
Exactly.
We got this.
Sailor Moon. Episode 17. Usagi's a model. The flash of the monster camera. The Prompto episode.
Oh, you dork.
All I could think of is save this poor child. Like, everyone is so weird to this kid.
Yeah. And his hair.
Yeah.
His hair, though.
But he changes so quickly. He becomes, like, so quickly, he's like, but I love landscape photography. And he's like, I'm gonna photograph girls. I was just
so
like,
it must have been something he's, like, already thinking about.
Yeah. I don't know. Man. I literally, again, I'm just like, what the hell is wrong with her family? Her family is literally, like, the worst. No wonder she's so neurotic. Like,
yeah.
They honestly, when she's like, yeah, I'm gonna go be a model, and they're like, no, like, you're too ugly, you're too weird, you're not gonna get chosen, fat. You're too fat. And I'm just like, wow, I used to like Dad, but I don't like Dad anymore.
No. Yeah, no. You get revoked from Sailor Moon status, Dad.
It's
Screw
true.
You.
No longer like Dad. I have a Matoki note. I think he said something sweet, but I don't know, because it was just Matoki.
I have a similar note that says, bless Matoki for being wonderful. I'm like, I don't remember why. He was just Matoki.
Yeah, like, he's always wonderful. And I'm pretty sure it's just he had something nice to say. And then Mamo doesn't. Mama's like, nah, like, you're not gonna be a model. It was definitely about, like, no, like, you're someone good to photograph or something. And Mama was like, no.
Nah. But also, Mamo is sitting inside wearing sunglasses, playing video games. So does he have much to say?
I mean, here's the thing. My favorite thing about this is that Mama actually gives good advice at this point. For the first time, instead of just, like, being like, suck it up, don't cry, he's like, yeah, like, it doesn't really matter what girls look like. Like, it's, like, it matters what's inside. And, like, I'm glad that it kind of comes up every once in a while in this episode.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's like, yeah, it's good that girls have guts. And, like, that he's not just like, girls are annoying and useless.
But then immediately after that, I think Usagi leaves.
And he says she's
thinking to himself, he's like, well, I guess we actually weren't made for each other. I'm like, of course you weren't. She's 14.
I know, there's still that weirdness about that.
Yeah.
But I do really like Matoki and Mamo's friendship. Like, it's something that I didn't think, I didn't even think about getting into the series.
No, I didn't think we were going to get something like that.
No, and, like, I think it's good, because I think they do represent those two kind of opposites for Usagi, in that, like, Mamo is much more of a realistic person, I think, than, like, Matoki is like a dream, right? Like, Matoki's nice, and again, I think we're gonna see a little more unattainable because of this gap. But Mamo's much more of a someone that's more, I think, realistic in terms of reality.
Like an actual kind of person.
Yeah. I mean, like, yes, I like to muse about how wonderful Matoki is, but how many Matokis do we know?
Yeah, that's good. If you actually met Matoki, you'd be like, this dude's boring.
Would I, though?
Well, remember your husband, Guts. Remember how different he is.
It's true. But, like, I don't know. Matoki's good. He's a good person.
He's good. He's a good boy.
Okay. And then we get to the kid. And I love that, like, art is an explosion is his kind of catchphrase. But this whole thing that happened was so weird for me because it made me really uncomfortable, but mainly because it reminded me of, like, a shitty agency I had auditioned for.
Oh.
And, like, it was so similar, and, like, I was like, this is so shitty. And it, like, it happens to so many people, and, like, I know that it's happened to, like, several people I know that have auditioned for agencies that kind of, like, invest in you, and then, like, try to get you to invest in them investing in you kind of thing. And then they don't really do anything for you. And so, like, this is kind of what it reminded me of, where it was like every girl kind of got a shot at being a model, but it was for something.
Yeah.
So it was really, really, it sat really, I think it was too close to home.
Yeah. So the first time he said art is an explosion, my head went to, oh, is he Deidara from Naruto? It's like, oh no.
I feel like it always comes back to Naruto.
Maybe we should just start a Naruto podcast.
Let's
just
podcast.
rewatch all of Naruto.
Wow.
And cry.
Rock Lee, best boy. It's gonna be the catchphrase of this entire podcast.
We should just rename the podcast to Rock Lee Best Boy. Screw you, AniMiss. Rock Lee's Best Boy.
I like that. I do like that Usagi actually stole from Mamo to defend all the girls there.
Yeah.
So I like that she's kind of coming around, that she realizes that he's not, like, just a big jerk.
And she actually defeated the monster all by herself.
Yeah, like, she's definitely picking herself up quicker now. Like, she's, like, the last episode, not so much, but there is still that, like, she kind of falls down, but she gets right back up, and she's like, okay, we gotta do this. But even though she's scared, it still goes for her.
Yeah.
I really like the monster name, though. Cameron is such a clever name for that villain. And
it is.
Didn't even
it didn't hit me until, like, midway through the fight. I'm like, uh-oh.
I know. I was like, do I change my name to Cameron? Because I liked
Captain
it.
Cameron.
Oh, that sounds weird. Never say that again.
Yeah, no.
I hate the alliteration so much. I do get a bit of Zoeside in this episode, though. I'm really into Zoeside. Like, I want to see where he goes.
Yeah, I want Nephrite gone. I just don't like this dude.
I have a note about Nephrite later, so I can't say that I want him gone.
No.
But I do really like the dynamic that he has with Zoeside, and I feel like that dynamic could be brought to the table a little bit more.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm into Zoeside.
And it's also revealed in this episode that Zoesight's one duty right now is to find the silver crystal to awaken the true ruler.
Yeah.
And I wonder what that is.
I wonder too, because I thought for sure, like, Queen Beryl was in charge, but I guess we're learning that she's not. She's just, like, another pawn who kind of is, like, she's the middleman.
Yay.
She's the middleman of stealing energy from humans.
But only in that one part of Japan.
Yeah. Like, nowhere else. No global scale stuff.
No.
I end this episode on her family is literally the worst. Like, I hate her family at this point.
Yeah, that's my note too. And they're just fucking terrible.
Well, yeah, they're the worst. Like, they're like, my daughter can't be that way. Like, no, maybe if you paid attention to your kid and didn't tell her she was a failure all the time, like, you might see some promise in her. I'm here for Usagi. I'm gonna back her. I'm
a backer, but
she needs to prove me right.
Yeah,
Usagi.
I absolutely hated the next episode.
Oh, same. Episode 18. Shingo's love, the grieving doll.
Why? Why does it have to be creepy dolls?
I feel like every show like this has to have a creepy doll episode, and, like, I'm just like, I hated them to begin with. This isn't helping me like them.
No.
I have the
Especially this particular kind of doll.
Yes.
Because I know what doll they're, like, actually going for. Mm-hmm. And they're the worst.
And, like, I have the least amount of notes on this because, like, I was just like, I hate this episode. And, like, most of my notes are about Nephrite, actually. Because in this episode, we learn that he does not care, actually, about any of this. And he's doing all of this for himself.
Yeah.
Because those sites kind of, like, egging him on. Like, haha, you're gonna get put into an eternal sleep. And he's like, I don't care about any of this.
I don't care, whatever.
And I was like, maybe I like Nephrite because he's not willing to please everyone in hierarchy above him.
He's fighting the system. You go, Nephrite.
Yeah, you do you, Nephrite.
Also, why is there a French doll making contest?
Yeah.
How specific is this damn contest?
It's very specific. My notes, I'm looking back at them, and they're like, nope, noping so hard on these dolls. Nope, noping so hard. And, like, that's a good 3 sections.
Yeah.
I mean, I really like that we got to see a bit of her little brother not be such a piece of garbage.
But he was still a piece of garbage. He was still
a piece of garbage, I know. But, like, to see him outside of that, like, be very much a little boy. Like, I can understand why he was like, no, I don't want this doll, because everyone was kind of teasing him about it.
Yeah.
And, like, making up for that, you know what I mean? Like, really being like, I need to apologize, and, like, Usagi kind of helping him out. Being a good big sister was...
She was a good big sister. I made that note. Though it was pretty bad when Shingo went over. He tries to cross the road, but Nephrite, like, drives past him. And for a split second, I was like, what if that car just hit Shingo?
What if?
Wouldn't that be a great turn in the series?
Wouldn't it? Wouldn't they be like, oh, now we have to actually be nice to our other child because we lost one?
And Usagi gets a purpose in life, like revenge.
Yeah.
See? Better show.
Better show. But, like...
Scarring children, though.
Yeah, like, maybe not kill a child. You're just, like, so angry at her family at this point, especially the last couple of episodes. Yeah. They've just been awful. Like, Usagi's dumb and is incapable of doing anything right. Oh, jeez. Sorry, cat. Oh, jeez. It's weird to me that, like, Rei and Mamo are still together.
Yeah, like, why did Mamo agree to any of this?
But, like, Mamo's trying so hard, which is also nice to see. Like, I like his moments without Usagi. Because, like, you see that he's a nice person. Like, he literally has no interest in what is going on. And he's still like, okay. Like, yep, we can continue.
He did his shitty yay again. And I was like, bless.
I hate Nephrite in this, though. I know at the beginning of the episode. I don't... Here's the thing. I don't hate Nephrite in it. I feel like... I'm like, why aren't people more concerned about Nephrite? Is it because he's an attractive man? That, like, you're not concerned that this creepy man is really interested in your young daughter? Or is it just, like... Am I missing something? Like, I don't know. Like, people just give this man, like, a hard pass despite how weird he is.
That and strange things have been happening with every person he approaches. Why is nobody connecting the dots?
Yeah, especially because he has created, like, a persona outside of being Nephrite. So, like, this man exists in their society, and, like, no one is like, people have disappeared, people have died, people around this man, like, no one, like, they're just, he's hot, though, so, like, he can't be a serial killer.
Wow, that kind of says something about society, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Maybe we're not diving deep enough.
Oh, shit.
Maybe we're just, like, looking at Sailor Moon on the surface, but there's a lot more going on. You know who does?
So what you're saying is that we need to write a 20-page essay on each episode?
Yeah. You know who does know what's going on, though? Mama.
Yeah.
They have a moment. Him and
Nephrite
have a moment.
Well, I don't know if it... Like, Nephrite definitely suspects Mamo. I don't know if Mamo suspects Nephrite. Is maybe he just... like, this dude's creepy.
No, like, he said something very specific in terms of what is going on with Nephrite. Because I think he does... Like, I don't think he doesn't know he's Tuxedo Mask. I think he doesn't...
No, I still don't think he knows.
I think he doesn't know why he's Tuxedo Mask. Like, I think he doesn't understand why he keeps getting pulled to these things.
Oh, maybe.
But yeah, I don't know. Like, I'm still on the fence about whether he knows or not.
Yeah. So then at one point, Shingo tells his sister that he's going to make a doll for Maki. Is that her name?
I think so. I don't remember.
Mika.
Mika. There we go, yeah.
He's going to make a doll for Mika, and he's going to make a doll of Sailor Moon. I don't know how Mika knows about Sailor Moon, but she does. And so they...
Yeah, that kind of oddly never got talked about. Like, it just happened.
No.
Whereas, like, Sailor V is, like, someone who has been known to go around town. So I'm wondering if, like, I imagine Sailor Moon is also at that point, but they've never talked about it.
No. Like, because I know Shingo knows about her because they met. So how did Mika find out, though?
I don't know. Maybe Shingo's talked about her?
Maybe. I don't...
But I'm thinking, like, after the airport thing, like, the Sailor Scouts are a little more well-known.
Yeah. Well, I mean, for the fact that they keep revealing their secret identities, too, so...
Here's the thing. Penny is on my lap, and I'm really hoping that, like, the purring isn't happening in this. So if there is, that's what it is, guys.
I'm sad that I can't hear the purring.
So if you hear, like, a little rumbling, that's what it is.
It's a cat.
Yeah, I have a cosplay note in this one as well, because I really like Shingo's little outfit when they go see her. I was like, this is so cute. I want to make this. But
it can't be the shitty little brother. I refuse.
Here's the thing. That sounds like me, though.
Well, yeah, you're shitty, but you also don't call people fat.
It's true.
Though I did get a little sad when the monster smashed the Sailor Moon.
Yeah.
Like, aw. So sad. Even though it was meh.
Listen, he's a little kitty. He's not great at art, okay? But Mamo's getting, I feel like he's getting more personality. He's definitely getting more snappy as of late. Like, he's getting angrier easily,
yeah.
I feel. So, like, there's definitely something going on with him that I'm curious about.
Yeah. But during the fight, when Tuxedo Mask shows up, we don't get a quip.
No.
And I'm sad.
He's getting more serious.
It's like, no, I want my one-liner. I feel cheated.
Give me the one-liners. I also hate that this villain has an Achilles heel, quite literally.
Yeah.
In that, like, they finish her by breaking her foot. I don't know. And, like, I would have maybe liked it if it had anything to do with the episode, but, like, it didn't.
It did not. Yeah, she wasn't even, like, a French doll.
No, she was, like, a weird, scary doll.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like
scarier.
a Princess Dream or whatever would have been a better villain in this one in terms of aesthetic.
You just wanted Princess Dream again.
I do. I liked Princess Dream.
I want to be Princess Dream.
I want animals to come talk to me. I have one on my lap right now, so I'm halfway there. Ow. That's a nail. Alright.
So they defeat the monster, and then at the end of the episode, Mika forgives Shingo and makes him a weeb figure of Sailor Moon.
Bless.
It's like, can I commission her to make, like, Makoto figures?
A Motoki figure. I'm cheated. I feel cheated that there's not more Motoki.
I know.
I know.
Moment of silence for Motoki. So then episode 19, Who is that masked man? Usagi's Joy, a love letter from Tuxedo Mask.
Is this a Mamo-fueled episode?
It is.
I'm getting a Tuxedo Mask story. I love that.
We finally get a story we kind of care about.
Yeah, that's sad, isn't it?
A little bit.
I like that Zosai comes in and ruins Nephrite's day, though. And then there's a mention of Jadeite, and I realize I kind of miss Jadeite.
I miss Jadeite so much. I miss his dumb plans.
Yeah, his bad villain-esque-isness.
Yeah.
But
because usually Nephrite's plans could work if it wasn't for Sailor Moon. Jadeite's plans, no.
Yeah, like they would.
No
yeah,
way.
like they would relatively go unnoticed. Is the thing, because no one cares about that one person, which again is maybe we need to write a 10-page essay on how we neglect others and their emotional traumas, I guess.
Yeah. Well, I also want to know if Nephrite wrote all these letters or if he magicked them.
Ooh. Can you imagine
he buy
he
cute
write them
stationery?
like cute stationery and sat down in his really fancy apartment and wrote them all by himself?
Aw, I want that now.
He's not a bad guy.
Got cute stickers.
But we got those lovely moments that I like in this episode. So out of all of the episodes, this was my favorite one. We got a Motoki Mamo moment where they're playing some claw grab games for Tuxedo Mask figures.
Because, let's be obvious.
Does that happen in this one, or does that happen in... It happens in this one.
No, it happens in this one.
Okay, good. I thought I was just, meshing things together. I have a same...
They all kind of blend together eventually.
I have a same Mamo and Motoki moment, but I don't know what I'm saming with them.
You really like claw machines?
No, I don't. I hate them.
You don't? Oh, no. I have to return a Christmas gift.
No! I will learn to love them. I don't even, this is the thing. I don't even remember the moment, but I know I liked it. I know I like them. I like the stuff that they get up to. I would like more Mamo and Motoki, to be honest.
Just have a sitcom of those two, like Friends, or...
Yeah.
I
could be into a shoujo
style.
about them.
I don't know if it'd be a shoujo at that point.
I'm not... I don't want them to hold hands. I just...
Well, no!
Slice of life, then. Maybe that's...
There you
yeah.
go.
But,
I
feel like there would be a romantic plot
Somebody their age.
Yes. Someone age-appropriate. Which gets into this episode. This episode was predatory. I was so uncomfortable the whole time because Nephrite is so hecked up and, is so predatory in this episode. And, I felt uncomfortable watching him and Naru.
Yeah.
I've never felt more uncomfortable watching...
Because Nephrite clearly looks older even than Mamo and Motoki.
Yeah.
I would say.
Oh, yeah. Literally at least early 30s, if not late 20s. Definitely, much older than all of them.
At least twice her age.
And, a lot of this, too, had to deal with, I don't know, being, in love or having a crush, I guess. I'm gonna go with, having a crush, because to say that, it seems really personal, to say that I've never been in love is kind of baloney, but, to say that I've never had a crush is a little more accurate. I can't relate to this episode at all, because I've literally never had those feelings, so I just thought it was, super weird that, getting... her being upset about not being able to be, kissed by Tuxedo Mask or whatever, I was like, this is weird, but I guess a lot of people do feel that way, it's a teenage girl experience that I haven't personally experienced.
And I mean, to be honest, when I was 14, I thought I was weird because I didn't have a crush, I, forced crushes?
Forced crushes.
Which was weird.
No, I feel that definitely. It's weird because when you live in a society that doesn't really understand that not everyone kind of feels that way, it's very much you think you're weird because you're this is expected of me. I'm supposed to like someone at this point. And so I completely get that because, I mean, I feel both you and I can kind of not relate to this episode in any way whatsoever.
Yeah. No.
Because it's just been I don't know what that's like. So
we were both kind of like Nephrite when Naru first confessed her feelings. What are you doing?
What is this? So for me, this whole episode is just, I feel like maybe an uncomfortable watch because I find it predatory. I find it very strange. I find it weird that it never kind of addresses that predatory kind of behavior. And that includes Tuxedo Mask. I don't think he gets a pass because I like Mamo. Because I like Mamo as a character, but I don't think that kind of excuses what's going on.
No, because he is very much too old to be even considering dating any of those girls, including Ray. Like,
yeah, and I think for the most part too, is that in society, especially 90s, early 2000s, I think it was very much expected of teenage girls to like older men. Like if you think about any kind of high school show that you've watched, or like Clueless, or any kind of like My So-Called Life, or it was always like someone in their senior year or someone in college, and like I knew a lot of girls that like thought college guys were like who they should be dating, or like they were excited when a college guy was interested in them. And like being an older person now who like identifies as female, it's really weird and messed up. Like those guys weren't awesome and like didn't think you were cool, you know, like it was all like really predatory, and it's weird and messed up that like I think we're not even supposed to look at Mamo that way when we watch this, like, you know, like he's just like a hot older guy that she has a shot with. And so I don't know, this episode made me super uncomfortable.
There was a cool lion.
Yeah, and a thing happened. There was a tuxedo mask transformation, which has never happened before.
Yeah, and it looked like he was in pain.
Oh, yeah. He does not have a good time. It's not one of those, like, montage makeover
no.
episodes. It sucks, apparently.
Yeah. Because it looked like he was confused. He's like, why is this happening?
Yeah, like, why am I being displaced?
Yeah.
I do like that Usagi is taking more charge now. It seems like with these, like, episodes, she's really, like, actually starting to be the heroine that we're supposed to believe she is. I do like that my horoscope also actually tries to kill her, so. Which is great.
Oh, I wanted my horoscope to kill her. Goat. Fish goat.
Fish goat. Terrifying.
Yay. Yay, Capricorn.
And then we get this beautiful entrance by Tuxedo Mask with his leg up. Got his leggy up on the elevator.
Like, so does the transformation just make him a little more flamboyant?
I think
is that
like that's
is?
what happens. He just like there's like this weird kind of like mariachi, like I don't know, maybe it's just me, but there's like the whole outfit and like the roses feel very mariachi to me.
Yeah.
So like I don't know, mariachis kind of always have that there's a like an attached love kind of idea with that, right?
Yeah, definitely romance.
Romance, yeah. I was really excited to see him fight though, and that didn't happen.
No, it never. You think you get it, and it just never happens.
No, I was amazed because he like wasn't useless in this episode. Like he really took charge. But I didn't get to see him fight, which
You got to see him be a rope for a while. For Usagi.
Yes, he was very good in that moment. I like him.
I wanted to hit her in that elevator. Just, you don't have time to be like, oh, my feelings, I'm gonna confess. And then, like, confessing while dangling.
Here's the thing, though. I'd much prefer her to be that way than be frightened the entire time. Do you know what I mean? Like, at least there was, like, that something new. Something, not her being like, I'm gonna die, and him being like, no, it's fine, I got this.
It's fine. And then she starts crying, and it's like,
So, like, I was fine with them kind of exploring the idea that he makes her a braver person. Maybe? Am I stretching?
Yeah.
Is that a stretch? I'm really worried about Naru, though, at the end of this episode, because there's some...
definitely gonna go after her again.
Oh, yeah, and he has an in, right? Like, he has that weird predatory in. He, like...
Yeah.
And she is apparently very high in energy, so she's someone that they're going to exploit. Mm-hmm. God, that's weird and messed up.
I hope that she... Yeah, it's so bad. But, like, I hope she somehow changes her mind, because when he accused her of being Sailor Moon, she looked pretty scared.
Yeah, like when he got all...
Not so enamored anymore.
Well, I mean, like, not weird, because, like, in context, he was rightfully thinking that, like...
Oh, yeah.
But, like, I mean, like, out of context, she's like, you're a crazy person.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I'm concerned for her. Episode 20. The summer, the beach, youth, and ghosts. I hate this episode.
Why?
I hated this episode so much.
I hate it. I mean, it's obviously a filler episode because nothing happens. But it just makes no sense.
Like, I didn't need it.
No.
You know what I did need, though?
What?
Matoki and his Speedo. I don't know a good thing about this episode.
Yeah. No, well... No, yeah, you're
right. No, I lied. Because Tuxedo Mask is then wind gliding in his full suit, which I love. Yeah. I half expected him to also be in a Speedo, but, like, have the top hat and the mask on still.
Yeah.
I would have liked that.
Nah, that would have been great.
Yeah.
Damn it. But this episode... So, it's like haunted house episode and beach episode. Why would you combine those two?
Yeah, like, why did it have to be both? And, like, here's the thing. It's not even, like, haunted house episode. It's, like, fake haunted house episode. Like...
Yeah.
I fully didn't understand what was happening. Like...
No, neither did I.
And, like, they don't even address that Frankenstein, a werewolf, and, like, a dead lady answer the door until, like, midway through the episode where they're just like, oh, it's a costume. And you're just
but
like...
But that doesn't make sense for costumes either.
No. And, like, literally, I hated the other girls in this episode. Like, I liked Usagi in this episode, and I was like, you guys are acting like Usagi is being dramatic and weird, but this shit is weird. Like... Yeah. This isn't normal. Dracula greeted you at the door. Like, that's not normal. And here's the thing. I think within the context of the episode, it was normal because they signed up to go to a place that was like a theme hotel so that they could get it cheaper. But that was never explained.
No. Until Ray just, like, made a flippant line like, I booked this place because it was cheaper.
Yeah.
All right. Why?
Like, they still don't explain that it's, like, a themed place.
No.
They just are like, oh, it was cheaper. Like, you have to make the deduction. Like, you have to do that.
Which, considering its target audience is, like, 10-year-old little girls, I'm gonna assume that the connection didn't happen.
And, like, I think they're probably just like, it doesn't really matter. But, like, it matters. I need, like, this is weird.
Yeah.
And I hated, it made me hate the other girls, because the other girls were like, you're being dramatic. And I'm just like, they're having an exorcism in the other room. She's not being dramatic. Like, why aren't you guys fazed?
What also made me hate it is, like, when they arrived... They pan to the side where it says the name of the place. It says Adams. I'm like, okay, Adams Family reference maybe. But then the people who are in it are like Monster Mash. I'm like, you guys, you can't mix your references here. It doesn't work.
Don't do this to me.
Don't. I want the Adams Family, damn it.
I mean, like, I would have got it if they were the Addams Family, but it was just a bunch of people dressed up. Like, and I don't even know what the dad and the girl are doing there, because they said that
he was a they were psychics trying to make a ghost and scare people, but I don't know why.
And, like, they said that the girl that answered the door was the woman that owned the place, so why do they live there? Like, I don't...
Yeah.
Like, I'm not getting it. I don't know, maybe we missed something, but...
Man.
I also hate how powerful both of them are, and apparently how powerful this character seems to be. And they're going to be a one-off character that will never meet again.
Yep.
Like,
I couldn't even tell you their names. I don't remember them.
I don't either.
Not that it's important.
No, it wasn't. Here's the thing. It was supposed to be fun and, like, a little, like, supposed to get us away from the main storyline for a little minute. And, like, no.
It just made me angry.
Yeah, like, I didn't like it. And I just want to know what's going on with the actual story.
So when the ghost happened for the final time and the little girl's like, I can't control it, whatever, and they all decide to transform to Sailor Scouts for whatever reason, the little girl opens her eyes, looks at Sailor Mercury and says, Ami, so then every single one of these girls can be recognized in costume as who they are.
Yeah.
Great. So what's even the point of secret identity? I mean, not that they were protecting them.
No.
But...
yeah, like, I love that. Like, I love that no one knows who she is, despite her looking exactly like Usagi and, like, not wearing a mask or anything.
Nope.
I don't know.
We need to burn this episode. I hate it.
This episode. Like, that's the thing. And, like, I'm not even, like, someone who hates filler episodes. Like, every once in a while, I enjoy a good filler episode.
No, because they can be good if you put the time in.
But, like, you know what people want with filler episodes? They would have wanted a full beach episode. The girls go to the beach and, like, Mamo and Matoki are there. People would have loved that.
That would have been so good. But no.
Like, that's what we want.
Haunted House beach episode.
We want, like, the domestic stuff that you don't get in the heavy story. Like, there's a One Piece filler episode where, like, they're all on the island and they're getting, like, provisions and stuff, and they're doing stuff before they go back on the boat. And each character had one episode. Like, it was like a full filler arc kind of thing.
Oh, dude, nice.
And it's super awesome because you get to see them do things that you know they do, but you never really get to see them do.
Right.
And, like, that's what people want. They don't want this, like, big story about psychics that we'll never meet again and we'll never be able to use in future storylines. Like...
well, like, so in Cardcaptor Sakura, they also have a beach episode that has ghosts. Except they're, like, going there for a school trip, and there's this cave that once you reach the end, that you get the lamp, and then you go back and it might be haunted. But it's, like, clearly something the school set up to be a little scary. But there's a cloud card in there, so that they actually... it doesn't really progress the story, but you feel like something was accomplished.
Yeah, like, something gets done. I definitely didn't feel like anything got done here.
No, I feel like we went a few steps back.
I don't even feel like their friendships were, like, solidified more or anything.
No.
Yeah. However... at the end of this episode, we get a recap of what's going to happen next episode, and I think we might love it because it's friendship through anime, which I think could very much describe this podcast, for example.
It's our episode.
It's our episode. It definitely is, and I like the character designs. Like, I think both the girls look real cute.
Yeah.
So, I'm excited. I'm excited for this.
We need something to look forward to.
This friendship through anime.
So, we're about halfway through the first season of Sailor Moon.
And we're struggling.
We're so struggling, dude. It's... like, I think...
I hate that it feels like a chore sometimes.
It does. Because,
like,
so, the week that we record, I take that week to edit. I don't watch any Sailor Moon episodes. Then come Sunday, I post the episode. And then on Monday, I'm like, well, I'm not going to watch any Sailor Moon. It's Monday. So then I have to force myself on Tuesdays and Wednesdays to watch it.
Yeah. That was me the last 2 days. I mean, like, granted, I know that I do a lot of stuff in my spare time because I'm always busy. And if I'm not busy, then I'm at my job 24/7. But I was hoping to enjoy it more. I feel like I have to... don't get me wrong. There are episodes that I really adore. I watch them and I'm like, this was good. I like this. But it's not a series that I find myself falling in love with, which is upsetting.
Yeah, because there's so many other magical girl series, which isn't like a genre I'm normally drawn to, that I love and adore. But no.
So,
not for Sailor Moon.
I guess the question is now... because this isn't a Sailor Moon podcast. This is AniMiss podcast. This is a podcast where we watch animes that we have missed. So the question is now, would you guys like us to continue Sailor Moon? Or would you guys prefer that we started in on another series? We wanted to finish season 1 of Sailor Moon. But I also don't want this kind of podcast to get to the point where we start talking negatively about a story that a ton of people enjoy. Because because
we're starting to get to the point where we discuss more about characters that aren't even in the main plot that much.
Yeah.
Like, we talk way more about Matoki and Mamo, and they're important, but they're not
Mamo a little more
the main
so.
cast.
Yeah.
And we skip over the fights every single time. Like,
well, yeah, to me, that's the thing, is that I understand why people love this series. And I understand why it's so important to so many people as well. Like, I completely understand that. Mm-hmm. Both you and I just happen to be people who tend to enjoy shonens a lot and don't really enjoy, like, shoujos or slice. Well, I like some slice of life, but what I'm saying is that, like, shonens are usually our go-to kind of thing.
Right.
And for me, it's important that the podcast doesn't get to this point where it's just like, oh, I hate this and I don't like this. And yes, we could talk critically about Sailor Moon. I think we did so in this episode. I think we talked critically about, like, predatory behavior and how we kind of pitched this idea about older men being into younger girls as not a problem. And I think today in our society, we're definitely moving away from that, and we're seeing how wrong it is. And so I think we definitely have spoken critically about Sailor Moon. But I don't know if Sailor Moon is the series for us. So we're going to leave it up to you guys. If you guys want us to watch a little bit more and you are enjoying what we have brought to you guys about Sailor Moon, let us know. If you would like for us to try another series for next week's episode, also let us know. And
what we could... So here's a suggestion. Maybe next week's episode we take a break from Sailor Moon and maybe talk about currently airing anime, maybe?
Yes.
Just as, like, a nice breather.
Yeah, I think we could do that. I think we could maybe give some of our favorites from the last couple of seasons and kind of talk about anime that we do enjoy. And then I think we could probably take a vote, maybe have a poll of what you guys want us to watch next, or even get suggestions from the audience of things that we could watch that we both haven't watched. Right. Because we went through a list of a bunch of shows that we would like to see that both of us haven't seen. But so that's why we don't want to really, like, leave it up to suggestion, because if we do that, then it'll be a lot of series that either one of us has seen or is something,
or both of us.
Yeah, or both of us. So we're gonna kind of probably put up a poll or take some suggestions. I'll probably watch this friendship through anime regardless, though, because I'm intrigued.
Yeah.
But I definitely think it would be nice to take a breather from Sailor Moon, and we'll kind of dive into something else next week.
Yeah. So, give us a like on YouTube and comment with what you're thinking. And you can give us a subscribe so you know when we're posting videos. And you can follow us on Twitter at AniMissPodcast. We'll be there.
We will. Waiting for your replies. All right, guys. Thanks so much for watching. And we don't have a catchy phrase for you guys, so we will see you next week.
See you guys.